Coming up on Mountain News this morning, there are now at least 26 cases of COVID-19 in the Commonwealth, and more steps are being taken to prevent the spread. And in Pike County, federal recommendations of social distancing were being ignored by folks at a bingo hall last night. And we stay in Pike County, where a state of emergency was declared yesterday. We'll break down the details of what that means.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 4:59, really close to 5, and my name is Lacey Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us on Mountain News this morning. It is hump day, and it kind of feels like it with everything that's been going on this week, B-Rob, and it's just like that weather is just going to make it harder to get over that hump, I believe.
I tell you, it's just something else. It's just back and forth, but this morning, dry as we start the day here on this Wednesday, so that's some good news, but the clouds already starting to thicken back up. You see a brief clearing overnight, as we kind of expected. I was half expecting it just to be cloudy, but again, the clouds are back in action this morning. Fog not as bad as yesterday in some spots, but less than 1 mile. London, Pikeville, Wise, and there is a dense fog advisory until 10 for Lee and Wise counties in Virginia and Claiborne and Campbell counties in East Tennessee. Temperatures similar to yesterday, a little cooler in most areas, a lot of 45 showing up there, especially in the northern counties, but some 50s down near the Kentucky, Virginia, and Tennessee border, just like yesterday. Your out the door forecast, most of us there in the mid to upper 40s, and then we'll see temperatures climb to near 70 later today, but those rain chances will go up as well. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. There are now at least 26 cases of COVID-19 in the Commonwealth, with more cases to be expected. The governor has announced more steps to limit our contact with anyone who could have the virus. Some of those steps include closing gyms, salons, and movie theaters, among other places, and those must close by 5 p.m. tonight. Our sister station sat down with the governor last night to talk about this ongoing threat.
Well, I look forward to the day, and I'm working to the day, where everyone who wants to get tested can get tested. That'll be a good day both for the mental health of our people, and it'll help us be a whole lot more targeted. But every set of dates that I get for that seem to change. It's important for me not to give people false hope. It'll come. We will have it at some time in the future, but we got to be ready for what our situation is on the ground right now. I'll tell you, I'm done with politics in this building. What we're facing is a state of emergency, and I can't waste my time on the back and forth anymore. I got a whole state of people that I am looking out for every day. So here's what the General Assembly needs to do. They need to choose one of two options. Option one, pass a budget. Make that the only thing you're going to do. Pass it as quickly as possible and adjourn. The reason that would be important is there's the possibility that we're still dealing with this when the next fiscal year starts. I hope that's not the case, but there is the possibility. And without having a budget, it would make spending very difficult in addressing this epidemic. So we would have a lot of financial security in how we address the epidemic if we got a budget. Option two, just go ahead and adjourn. I would be willing to call a special session in the future when it is safe, but I'm going to tell you I'm only going to call a special session to address the budget and anything related to the coronavirus.
Now, Kentucky lawmakers went back to work yesterday under much different conditions. COVID-19 has resulted in the Capitol being closed to most of the general public. Now, normally lawmakers, lobbyists, and others would be bustling about these hallways, but the hallways in the Kentucky Capitol Annex were very quiet as lawmakers got back to work. The budget is the big item yet to be decided.
Try to come in and conclude our business now before or if this gets any more contagious or spreads to this part of the state or where we are.
We need to pass a budget. We don't need to pass a budget today. I don't know that it's the best idea to be getting more than 10, certainly more than 50 people together in the same room and exposing staff and employees and members.
Now, some lawmakers say there are more important things to do besides pass a budget, including the Real ID bill and a 2-year road plan. Others are questioning why they are coming together when the governor is discouraging people being so close. And State Representative Chris Harris of Pike County posted this picture to Facebook yesterday. This is his view from inside the House chambers. In his post, Harris said by them continuing with the session, it is, quote, sending the absolute wrong message, end quote, to Kentuckians. And those federal social distancing recommendations did not impact the bingo scene in Pike County. Dozens of players showed up to Mark IV Bingo Hall last night, filling the parking lot in an otherwise empty area and ignoring recommendations to avoid gatherings of larger than 10 people. And as we mentioned, Governor Andy Beshear ordered entertainment gathering spaces like this to shut down by tonight at 5 p.m. And yesterday, Judge Executive Ray Jones issued a state of emergency for Pike County. Many public offices are now closed until further notice. Those services include the courthouses, public libraries, and the animal shelter. Judge Jones also asked everyone to be mindful of their travel outside and inside the state.
All Pike County employees and residents are discouraged from traveling to any county, even in Kentucky, where known cases of COVID-19 exist.
All people in Pike County are urged to register for Rave Alerts. This is a notification system to tell everyone what is going on, and we have information on our website on how to sign up for that. Last night, Pikeville police and emergency officials held a news conference to announce some new regulations and guidelines. Pikeville City Police will be entering homes with gloves and masks if necessary. The lobby of the department will be closed. The phone inside the lobby will now be located outside. The 911 dispatch center will now be pre-screening calls to ensure the safety of their responders.
Again, we just ask, please bear with us. It may seem totally irrelevant to the call that you're calling on, but it means the world to not only you, but to us.
Those questions will include respiratory issues, coughing, or recent travel. Pikeville Fire Department also announced stopping their outside duties like CPR training and fire prevention. And we have the full list of those new regulations on our website at WYMT.com. Well, thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, West Virginia became the 50th state to have a confirmed case of coronavirus. We'll show you how they're responding.
I know with everything going on, a sunny stretch of weather would be really nice. Unfortunately, I can't deliver that to you. I'll have the latest on more rain chances in about 3 minutes.